Welcome back to Rapid Recap. I'm Tim Verghese, joined by Steve Marik. Steve, they did it.
They did it.
The bowl drought is over.
Bowl drought over. Husker fans get to go to a bowl game for the first time since 2016. That's when Mike Riley was walking around on the sidelines around here. It was a party vibe inside of Memorial Stadium. The fans rushed the field, kind of. The players found the trophy. I don't even know what it's called because I forgot that this game was a trophy game. But the players picked it up, took it to the locker room, had some fun with it, took some pictures, took some videos. I'm sure it's all over social media right now. It's just a really good vibe. It's good. It was a feel-good moment for the program that has been through so much losing, so much negativity, so much everything surrounding this program and the fan base. I just think tonight's a great night to be a Husker fan, and I don't care. I don't think anybody in Nebraska's locker room right now cares that Wisconsin wasn't at full strength. They were missing Will Pauling. They were missing Hunter Wooler, the excellent safety. I don't think anybody cares about that. Everybody cares about they finally broke through. They got that 6th win. They're going bowling. Hasn't happened since 2016. I think it's a good night in Lincoln.
For sure. And, focusing on the offensive side of the ball, I think, did you expect Nebraska to secure the 6th win off the back of the offense, off of an offensive performance like this? Obviously, most points scored in Matt Rule's tenure here at Nebraska offensively. Ja'Cory Barney set a freshman record for most receptions in a season. And, just offensively, thoughts. I mean, it looked good.
I expected the defense to win this thing. I even picked a Nebraska loss. Sorry, Husker fans watching at home. I picked a 1-score loss, but here we are talking about a 40-plus point outing from Nebraska. Dylan Raiola looked way more comfortable than he has the previous 4 games during this 4-game losing stretch. Clearly, the extra week with Dana Holgorsen, I think, kind of paid off for the offense. Everything just looked better. He passed for 293 yards, I believe. That was the most passing yards that Dylan has had since the Colorado game, and he completed 74% of his passes tonight, which is the highest clip that he's completed since Illinois, I think it was. So just all around, the passing game looked way more smooth. Just everybody in it, way more confident. They ran the ball. Emmett Johnson.
What a day!
Oh my gosh, Emmett Johnson continues to get better. He's developing at a rapid rate here at Nebraska. He had over 200 all-purpose yards. He rushed for, I have it right here. He rushed for 113 yards, and he also caught 6 passes for 85 yards. So, I mean, he was a receiving threat out of the backfield too. That's a little new wrinkle from a Dana Holgorsen offense that you see going back to West Virginia and Houston, throwing it to the running backs a little bit too, getting them involved. So yeah, I mean, the offense really kind of impressed, and I think that's a really good thing and something to build on going into a Black Friday match against Iowa in Iowa City against a pretty good defense again.
Yep, and that's one where Nebraska's going to have to lean on the run game once again, expecting cold weather there. And
really cold, 20s.
Yep. But I'll say this, Nebraska, this is and obviously missing Hunter Wooler, but this was a Wisconsin defense that ranked top 10 in the country in passing defense. And Nebraska was able to move the chains pretty consistently. We saw Ja'Cory Barney participate. We saw Jamal Banks have a nice day. Dylan Raiola might have even had 2 more passing touchdowns that if they weren't, just straight out dropped in the end zone, one by Isaiah Nair, one by Jamal Banks. But I think coming off this win and the offensive momentum, I guess flipping to the other side of the field, where are you at with the defense kind of coming off this performance? I thought the front played okay. I do think there's some lasting concerns in the secondary that luckily you're facing an Iowa team that doesn't present much of a passing threat.
Yeah, I mean, I think the defense, for what the game plan needed to be and for what they were playing on Wisconsin's offense, Braden Locke, the quarterback for Wisconsin, I don't think he's capable of winning a Big Ten football game with his arm, with that passing attack. So what were they going to do, especially after, last Sunday they let go of Phil Longo, the offensive coordinator. So how are they going to win this game in Nebraska? I think you lean on that run game. I think you lean on Wisconsin's offensive line and Tyree Walker, an excellent running back. But to Nebraska's credit, it didn't look great. The run defense didn't look great in that first quarter. There were some missed tackles, especially from the defensive backfield guys, but they settled in. They did a good job. They held Wisconsin to a little over 100 rushing yards, which I think is the recipe to win this game, and they did that because if you stopped Wisconsin's run game and you put pressure on Braden Locke to win the game with his right arm, it wasn't going to go well, and it didn't. Braden Locke did make some impressive throws, which impressed me. I didn't think he had that in him, but it was a little kind of too little too late for the Wisconsin offense, and Nebraska's offense just, we talked about they had some success. Everything looked more comfortable and confident out there. And just Wisconsin didn't have the offense to kind of keep up with Nebraska, which we have not said a lot this year.
For sure. And kind of coming off of this and where we're at, like how big is this? Obviously we've talked so much about how getting to this bowl game is so important. Showing progress this season is so important. Like how important is this, not just on the field, but off the field moving forward for Nebraska?
It's huge because Matt Rhule talked about it in the post-game press conference. When you play in a bowl game, you get to practice more. You get about 15 more practices, and for a team like Nebraska that has a majority of the team is either true freshmen or redshirt freshmen, that is massive for those guys' developments. The Ja'Cory Barneys. Think about how much more better Ja'Cory Barney is going to be because that guy gets to play football for like another month. That's got to be excellent for him, especially for Dylan Raiola, for building more chemistry and working on the chemistry with his young receivers like Carter Nelson in the program. So I think it's absolutely massive. Psychologically, it helps so much just to get that monkey off your back and finally go to a bowl game and play and have fun with it and just get better at football. That's exactly what this program needs. So I just think it was a great day all around for the Huskers, and the fact that they get to play for a bowl game now and develop in these 15 extra practices that they're going to get, huge.
For sure. And closing it out, senior day, saw some big performances from some key seniors that have been around this program for a long time that have kind of struggled with some, losing seasons, and for them to get over the hump, the Ty Robinsons, the Bryce Benharts, those guys, it was just really cool to see. Those guys come up big, and the secondary didn't have the best day, but Deshaun Singleton coming down with a pick at the end. Just big performances all around from guys that have given a lot to this program.
For whatever reason, I just feel the best for Ty Robinson. That guy could have left last year, could have been drafted last year. He'll be drafted in April this year. He'll likely play in the bowl game. I feel really good for Ty Robinson, just the step that he has taken, and yes, he has taken a step on the football field. He has gotten better. Ty Robinson is really good for an interior defensive lineman in the Big Ten. It was really good to see him go up there in the post-game press conference and talk about what it means to him. It means a lot. You can hear it in his voice. You can hear it in Isaac Gifford's voice. All the stuff that those guys have been through, the seniors. They've been through a lot. They've lost a lot of football games, but for them to get this one, especially against Wisconsin, to snap a 10-game losing streak against those guys, to snap a 4-game losing streak in Lincoln against those guys, it meant a lot to them. So I think that's pretty cool.
For sure. And, they don't play this game, I think, for a couple of years now. So this trophy is going to stay in Memorial Stadium or somewhere in Lincoln. I don't know where they keep the trophies. But that trophy is going to stay in Lincoln for the foreseeable future. I think the next time they're scheduled to play is like 2027 or something. But that'll probably do it for us here with the rapid recap here at Inside Nebraska. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel. Big recruiting weekend, so we'll have coverage of that over at our site. Recruiting Blitz later this week. Steve will have Black Shirt Breakdown. We'll have the Nebraska football show. It's a short week, but we'll have content to get you ready for Nebraska's upcoming game and season, end of the final game of the regular season against Iowa on Friday. But that'll do it for us. Nebraska's bowl eligible, man. I think celebrate. Every Nebraska fans celebrate. Take this, 24 hours. Everyone gets 24 hours.
Yeah, 24 hours. Thanksgiving. Eat a lot of turkey. Eat a lot of other stuff. Go play Iowa. Go to a bowl game. It's all fun.
For sure. Well, that's it for us. So